So as of now, we have 100% support from our local delegation, all of our local elected officials, our federal, our congressmen, our state representatives. Everyone is on board to support this project. So at this point, what we need to do is, and the Commissioner's Court's going to do this here within a month or two, is we're going to look at any properties that Nueces County has that is available to donate this land towards the State Veterans Nursing Home. So that's the only thing that we're pending on right now. And then after that, we propose that land to the Veterans Land Board, the General Land Office, to see which one is most suitable for the project. After that, we'll do the application to the Veterans Affairs, and we'll move from there.
And that was going to be my next question about this land. It's a win-win because that's one less thing that you have to acquire is land.
Right.
And the county has a lot of that. How important is that for the to be able to have land for that?
Right. It's extremely important in order to move forward with this project. So the General Land Office actually requires 25 acres to be donated, and that's the goal, right? We don't need any more than that because then there's maintenance with that. But 25 acres is what we need, and that's the most important thing for us. Once we get the land, everything else will fall into place as far as the application, the pre-application to the Veterans Affairs. The state handles all that portion, but all we need to provide here locally is support from our local delegation, which we have, and then to the land, which is 25 acres. So we're on par.
What's the reaction you're getting from people when they find out, hey, this is a possibility? What's the reaction you're getting from veterans?
Oh, it's been positive reaction. I mean, we need it here. The closest nursing home, State Veterans Nursing Home, is in Floresville or McAllen, which both are 2 hours away. And then, of course, San Antonio's in the run for another home as well. But so we want to move ahead of them and make sure we're next in line because our veterans really deserve it and they need it. And so it's been a positive outcome so far, a lot of support for it. The veterans need it, they want it.
And this is a nursing home, correct?
State Veterans Nursing Home, yes, sir.
Do we know how many beds?
Yes, it's 120 beds, over 200 new jobs. It's a $35 million facility, so it's great for economic development in our area.
And a lot of people don't realize there's a lot of veterans, especially in the rural communities.
Absolutely.
Kind of get, they don't, because you're here in Corpus, you get all the benefits.
Right,
but
right.
They're out there.
Absolutely.
And having something in Robstown where those veterans are, it's got to be a plus.
Absolutely. It'd be a hub for the other rural communities, right? We've got Claiborne County, San Patricio, Jim Wells County. So we want to incorporate all of them because they all deserve that to touch that facility. So that's what the goal is, to try to get in an area where everyone can touch it. Of course, it has to be built within 25 miles from a VA clinic. So we've got to take that into account. But we want to put it where it's centralized and it can provide services to all of our rural community as well.
And that would be the Brownsville location to Robstown.
Yes, sir.
That's the reason why.
That's the reason why.
If people ask,
that's kind of, and I get that a lot. Why not in Corpus Christi? Why Robstown? Well, we want to make sure we touch the rural community, right? The veterans that are out there that don't really have the funding or the means to get over here to Corpus Christi. We want to make sure that that this home touches everyone.
And that's, I guess, a lot too people don't realize. There's a lot of veterans out in those communities.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, in Nueces County alone, we've got 25,000 veterans in our county. And then you're not incorporating Claiborne County, Jim Wells, San Patricio. So there's a lot of veterans that can touch it. For us, like the veterans, State Veterans Cemetery, we use the number 32,000 veterans. And that was maybe 10 years ago. So with, veterans die off slowly, 27,000 is our number. That's how many veterans will touch this State Veterans Nursing Home once we get it done out there in the Robstown area, wherever we find the land for it.
You touched a little bit on the timeline, but do we have a definitive? I know you still have a lot of hurdles to go through, but
sure.
What's the date you're looking at where groundbreaking and building something?
Well, so if the application must be submitted to the Veterans Affairs by April 2026. And we have to have all of our ducks in a row before that, right? There's a lot to go through. You've got to find the land. You've got to make sure that the land's suitable, right? No hazardous conditions out there. But we got to move forward to make sure that gets done. We propose that land to the Veterans Land Board. They look at it, see if it's good. Then they propose it to the VA. VA comes down and they look at it, the Veterans Affairs. So the timeline is April 2026, and then hopefully it's built within 3 years. But again, we got to meet that timeline and we got to move fast.
Is there a particular piece of land, number one, that you guys are looking at that, where it's going to be located? Well,
so there's property that the county has in the Robstown area, kind of by the fairgrounds area. That's kind of where we want number one pick. But then there's land over by the airport. There's some land maybe by A&M Corpus Christi. But we've got to weigh in all of the options, all of the features that land provides. So there's three sources that we can kind of look at. But our number one pick, of course, would be Robstown because that would allow for other rural communities to touch.
And that would be in the fairgrounds somewhere.
Around that area, yes, sir.
Okay, is there anything maybe I'm leaving out that's important you'd like to?
No, I just want to thank all of the local delegation, the elected officials for being on par with supporting this. Our veterans really need it. I mean, we've got 2 hours drive in order to reach one, McAllen or Floresville, so it's really needed in our community. I'd like to thank Nueces County Judge and the commissioners for being on board with veterans. I mean, they've supported us from day one. They do that every single day. I want to thank the local nonprofit veteran organizations who also wrote letters of support, and of course all of the veterans out there in the community for supporting this and being willing to say, hey, we really need it, because we actually do.